What's up YouTube, Dale here from Zephyr War Games, and today I am bringing you, as requested, a test hand combo video for the Therion punks that I showed you guys the other day. I've actually had an incredible amount of fun with this deck and it's so crazy consistent. I just kind of had to show you what the deck can do on a very basic layout. The fact that it has so many like one card routes and one card plays that get you insane power plays is absolutely mad not to think of. So please smash that like button, hit that notification bell and subscribe so you do not miss out on any more upcoming content. With all of that out of the way, we will do our shuffle and our cut. There's a pretty weak cut there, but you know, we'll go with it. And our opening hand of 5 will be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Ooh, okay, this is very interesting. So we had a combo route with the Punk. We've also got a combo route with the Blossom. In theory, because we've got the E-Telly, we actually have both combo routes, which is really, really good. So this is going to give us our max board. We do get talents, which can help should we get hand trapped as well. So it's up to you which route you want to go. I think that the Punk version, or the Punk route, is stronger than the Therion route. So I would go with Lone Fire first, tribute it to special summon out. Now, obviously, if it does get ashed, that's where your talents comes into play. You can rip one from your opponent's hand to guarantee that your Punk play will go through. That would be my opinion. We're going to play it that it doesn't get stopped, just so we can show you the max potential and go from there. So off the Lone Flyer, what you're going to do is you're going to special summon out your Lily. You're going to use Lily's effect to send itself to search you out a Therion spell or trap, and you're going to go for Disc Coliseum. You're going to activate Disc Coliseum. This is then going to give you a Therion King Regulus, and this of course is going to be very important because it will then protect all of your players going forward. So you summon down your Regulus by targeting the Lily and equipped it with that. Now you've got an Omni Negate protecting everything you want to do going forward. This then means that you can activate your E-Telly as free as you possibly want, and then this is going to summon you out one of your Punk monsters. Now the best one to go for is going to be the Z Armin. The Z Armin will then trigger her effect by paying 600 life points. You can then search out a Punk monster. Now you can go for Ogre Dance if you want, which would be ideal because you put a Dark in the graveyard. That will then set you up your revival play for your Chaos Dragon. So that's a bit of a downside. I mean, I'm trying to think if that is the better route because you do need Foxy Tune as well to get you where you need to go. I'm trying to think if we do get another light throughout our combo, or how the best way we want to do it is. If we go Ogre, we can then search out Deer. Deer would then reveal itself to summon itself and put the Z-Arm into the graveyard. Otherwise, you get the Foxy Tune. How many lights compared to darks? I've got the Crow. I suppose the Crow. Let's go. We'll keep Crow in hand for now. It's a shame that it has to target a card in your opponent's graveyard, so you have to have them to have one. But we'll see where this goes from here. So you're going to activate the Foxy Tune. I suppose the safest route, just to guarantee combo, would be to discard the Crow. So you lose a hand trap, but I want to confirm the combo. And then what you're going to do is you're going to special summon out of your deck the brand new Deer, wherever it is. New Punk. Deer Note. Deer Note will let you revive a card, so it can help you get rank 8s, but we're going to be bringing back a level 3. So I'm going to shuffle this up because we are going to go into the Chaos Dragon. So you're going to sync these together, a 5 and a 3, go in Chaos Dragon. You're going to activate Effect Chainlink 1 and then Deer Chainlink 2. Summon back the Yamin, just so you've got a tuner. And then you're going to excavate the top 5 cards of your deck. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Well, we did get an Ogre Dance in the end, so we could have, again, with hindsight, kept the Crow in the hand, but it's not the end of the world. So we're going to shuffle this up. Well, it doesn't matter too much because what we're going to do is we're going to link sync these together into a Crystal and Halifibrax. You use Halifibrax's effect, which will then let you special summon out from the deck. Where we get to it is your Plague Spreader zombie. You'll then be able to use the effect of the Chaos Dragon in the graveyard. You're going to banish a light in the dark, so we're going to banish the Foxy Tune and we're going to banish the Crow. You could discard the Ogre if you wanted to set you up for your next turn, but there's not really anything you want to search, in my opinion. This will then bring back your Chaos Dragon. So then your board pretty much ends like this. You're also going to get the ability, you've got a talents should have any of that happen. So this is something where you kind of consider whether you want to main talents or not. You're going to go to your opponent's turn, and then what you're going to do is you're going to trigger the Halifibrax at an earliest point that you get a chance to. You might want to wait till they put a monster on the board. That means you're not going to get gammered and you're not going to get impermed. This will then let you tag out into a Formula Synchron. This will then let you trigger Formula Synchron to draw a card, which is fine. And then you're going to use this effect to Synchro, and you're going to use both these tuners plus the Chaos Dragon. Chaos Dragon is going to get banished, and this is going to give you King Calamity. Now when King Calamity hits the board, it uses its effect to basically say your opponent cannot activate cards, which is really important. So the one thing you do have to keep in mind as well, that it's a when effect. So what we mean by that is when you activate the Formula Synchron's effect to Synchro Summon, if for example, if you went Formula Synchron effect to draw, and they went, okay, Chain Imperm, you would not then be, well, you could make Calamity still, but you wouldn't be able to get its effect because it's a when effect. So if they chained Imperm, that's when you actually go into Baron instead. If you are not Chain Link 1 to attempt to Synchro Summon, then you need to go into Baron. So you'd go Chain Link 1, draw off of draw off of Formula Synchron, response from your opponent, no response, you go, okay, absolutely fine. Then when you enter back into an open game state, you use the Formula Synchron's effect to Synchro Summon, use itself, the Chaos Dragon and the Plague Spreader, and go into your Calamity. As it is the last thing to happen was the Synchro Summon, it is a when effect to a trigger to summon. Now what we mean by that is, I'm going to go into a little bit of explanation because some people do get a little bit confused on this, is if we were to go Formula Synchron, Chain Link 1 to draw, and then Chain Link 2 to Synchro, it would actually then Synchro Summon into Calamity, and then draw a card. So the last thing to happen was actually you drawing a card, not the Synchro Summon of this, which means it would miss its timing. So that's one very important thing for you to remember. But we've pretty much replenished our entire hand, and you've got the Omni Negate of the Regulus. Plus you can protect both of these being destroyed by battle. And if a card or monster is destroyed by battle, you'll then get to add back a punk, a Therion from the graveyard. So you're in a very good position there. Okay, so that was a long test stand number 1. We're now going to go into test stand number 2. Again, we usually do 2 guys first and 2 guys second, just to kind of show you the balance of power and control. So after another decent shuffle, oh, hello, new sleeves, and a good old cut. Our opening hand of 5 this time will be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Wow, okay, that's pretty decent. So again, we've got a really good hand on here. So it's pretty much going to end the same board, but I'm going to try and show you, well, with this board, I can actually add more to the end board, which is crazy. So you start off with the Lone Fire, you tribute this off, you go into your Boa, or your Lily. Obviously, if your opponent wants to stop this, this is fine, because this route of play is obviously going to be so much stronger. You're then going to tribute off the Boa, or the Lily, and you're going to go into the Field Spell. Obviously, if you already have the Field Spell, you can go into the Trap card, which is Cross. You're then going to go Disc Colosseum, use his effect to search you out a Regulus. As you can imagine, Droll Lockbird really does hurt this deck. We're then going to summon down the Regulus to equip it with the Lily, and that just confirms that we've got protection throughout the entire play for the rest of this that we want to do. Now, what I'm going to do here is I'm actually going to discard the Ogre Dance, and I'm going to get into the Madam Spider. Now, bear with me, there is a reason that we go for Madam Spider. You could do it the other way around, it really doesn't matter. I don't need to use the Ogre Dance, but at least this guarantees there's a Dark in the graveyard, and off of the back of Foxy Tune, I'll be able to do that as well. So we activate E-Telly. E-Telly will special summon out the Z-Armin, wherever she may be. There we go. Z-Armin will then trigger her effect to let you search. And on this one, it doesn't matter what we search, to be honest. So I'm probably going to search a Foxy Tune for a follow-up the next turn. And then what we're going to do here is we're going to use a Foxy Tune to send itself and the Madam Spider. And that is going to let us special summon Dear Note from the deck. You've then got the guaranteed Light and Dark in the graveyard as well for your Chaos play. So you're going to sync these two together, speaking of the devil, and go into the Chaos Ruler. You then use Deer's effect and you use Chaos Ruler's effect, and you're going to bring back the Madam Spider. So this is where you're going to be able to add the Dangerous Garbu to this, unless you mill it off of the Chaos Dragon, which does happen, trust me, even as a one-off. So we're going to shuffle this up, we're going to escalate the top 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That doesn't actually matter. The best thing about this is with the Argo system in the graveyard, we actually get the ability to recycle. So it just needs to basically target a Therion card in the graveyard. So we can add the Argo system to our hand for a follow-up the next turn, or the Disc Colosseum. So we successfully didn't mill anything of too much damage. So we're then going to use the Madam Spider's effect to pay 600 life points. And this will then allow us to search ourselves out the Dangerous Garbu. Of course, Dangerous Garbu was the second next card and Cross was the top one. So now what we're going to do is we're going to set the Garbu. This is basically going to give you an imperm. If you're able to get another Punk monster on the board, you'll be able to actually gain life points instead as well. But we're going to link sync these together, and you're going to go into a Crystron Halifibrax. Halifibrax's effect will then go off to special summon from the deck. And again, we're pretty much going to do the same play you saw in the previous test hand. So we're going to be able to summon out a Plague Spreader Zombie. You'll then banish a Lightning Dart from the graveyard to go into your Chaos Ruler. So you're going to banish the Foxy Tune, and you're going to banish the Ogre Dance. There you go, both of those get banished. And then if you wanted to, you can sync into a Baron now. It's entirely up to you. Alternatively as well, if anything happens, you can always sync a Baron with your regulars, but you're pretty much just trading a Omni Negate for an Omni Negate. So then what you're going to do from here is you're going to pass your opponent's turn, and your opponent now has to deal with an Omni Negate as well as a targeted Negate, and on top of that, you're going to get a Halifibrax play. So you've got protection for your Halifibrax if your opponent tries to stop it. Like I said, you probably want to wait until your opponent puts a monster on the board. Otherwise, they're going to try and just like early doors imperm Halifibrax. And if they do that, you just chain Halifibrax anyway and get rid of it. Unless they do it during like the draw phase. So you tag out the Halifibrax, you go into your Formula Synchron. You get the draw off the Formula Synchron. And then you're going to use the effect of Formula Synchron on a new chain, like completely fresh. Otherwise, you will miss Calamity Timing. And you're going to go into your King Calamity. There we go. Calamity will then trigger, shutting the entire board down. And then you're good to rock and roll. Like, you should pretty much win the next turn. So what I'll do is I'll play out the next turn. So doesn't matter about shuffling up, I think. So we just draw a card. Regulus, pretty busted. I don't think there's any more Therions in the graveyard, but what you can do is you can actually use the Endless Argo system. Using this effect, you could have done this last turn, you could do it this turn, it doesn't really matter. And what we're going to do is we're actually going to put the Argo system... I mean, it doesn't matter which way round we do it, really. I suppose if we take the Argo system and put the field spell on the bottom, you can then... We probably should have done that last turn, actually, otherwise this Foolish Burial wouldn't work. So that's my mistake. This should have been added back to the hand the previous turn, because you can only use one effect per turn. So then what you'd do is you'd activate this, and you would Foolish Burial one of your Therions. Now, me personally, I'm going to Foolish the Reaper, just in case my opponent survives this turn, and if they do, I've got a play to make. So then you'd use the Regulus effect to target the Reaper and equip the Reaper to it. Still haven't conducted your normal as well. You still have Foxy Tune if you wanted to, but this should pretty much lead into game. The other way around of doing it is completely fine as well, because what you could have done is if you had the field spell, you activate the field spell, you add the Reaper. You can then use Regulus's effect as if it's Lily. You can send Lily itself to the graveyard to search out a spell, and you're pretty much good to go. But ultimately what this does is this gives you a negate during your turn and an Omni negate during your opponent's turn, because you can only use each of the following effects once per turn, so keep that in mind as well. Other than that, you've just got two 800 beaters and a 4k beater on board, and kind of go from there. So that should have pretty much guaranteed you game. Even a Dark Ruler might not have been enough. It would have stopped the Calamities, but you still would have had Ash, and you still would have had the Dangerous Garbu. So you still had two cards that they would have had to play through at the very least as well. Okay, so now let's start going second. Going second, you very rarely would you go into Calamities. You're probably only going to go to Calamities if you haven't been able to finish the game off. With the Therions, you still get a very nice power play or power push as well. So, after another decent shuffle and a good old cut, we will now go second. So, our first test hand going second will be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Okay, so the only bad card in my hand, in my opinion, would be the Therion Cross. But if I'm able to kind of bait the board out or weaken it down, then the Therion Cross can actually be my final push for game. So, we've got a lot to play around with on this one. So, we're going to activate... I'm trying to think. There's no need to normal summon on this for the Xiamins or the Punks. So you can normal summon the Blossom. Blossom's effect will go off. And this is pretty much where you want to set yourself up for a you're pretty much setting yourself up for an Omni-Negate. So Lily's effect will send itself, give you the field spell, activate the field spell. This will then give you your Therion King. Now, I don't actually want the Lily, so because I've got this, I'm actually going to activate the Argo system to Foolish Burial, and I'm actually going to send the Reaper. I could send the Duke instead, so that my regulars can't be destroyed by card effect. But I'm going to go with Reaper just because it gives me an effect during my opponent's turn a little bit better. So then going to activate regulars, you're going to target the Reaper, and now I've got the ability, not only will he be stronger because he's equipped, but he'll also got the ability during my opponent's turn to basically bounce a card my opponent controls. So I've then got the ability to activate E-Telly. This will still get me the Z Armin. Where are you, Z? There we go, Z. Z will then use her effect, paying 600 life points to search out a dark. So this one will be the Ogre Dance. You'll then use Foxy Tune's effect to send itself and the Ogre. You could send the Ogre if you want to. It does like... actually, yeah, we will do the Ogre because this will actually allow me to get a trap for a follow-up turn as well. So you send the Ogre. The Ogre will then let you search a Madam Spider. You then send Foxy and Madam Spider to the grave. And you summon out your Deer Note. Because we're going aggressive as well, I suppose you didn't even need to bring out the Spider. Doesn't really matter. So you're going to sync these two together. Now, it's entirely up to you on how you want to play this one. I'm going to be able to bring back the Chaos Ruler, so I don't mind actually going into it still. Use this effect. We're also going to use the Deer's effect to bring back one of the level 8s. Now, considering Ogre Dance is stronger... oh, actually, it's a very important point. Yeah, no, Ogre Dance is fine, I believe. We're then going to use the effect to mill 5, which is great because we've milled some darks. We've milled multiple darks. So we're going to add the Crow. We're going to put the Crow into the graveyard, which is really important now that we did bring back the Ogre Dance. Oh no, we need to bring back a tuner. My bad, I messed up that one. My apologies. We do bring back the Madam Spider. I can stay in the grave. You're going to use Madam Spider's effect. This is going to allow you to add a trap should your opponent survive this turn. And then what you want to do is you want to sync these two together into Halley Firebrax. There is a reason for this, do not worry. So, I mean, the other route you could do if you did bring back the Ogre Dance is you could overlay Ogre and... Actually, I will. I'm going to show you that way instead. So let's rewind that a little bit. We actually will bring back the Ogre because I've already shown you the Halley Firebrax play like 101 times. So what you want to do is you want to overlay these two here. You're going to go into any rank that will detach. So we're going to go for the Zombie Vampire. We're going to use the effect to detach the Chaos Emperor. And we're going to mill top 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. You'd also mill your opponent's board as well, or their deck. And then any monster sent via its effect, or via the Zombie Vampire's effect, will be allowed to summon. Now, because I don't know what my opponent would have excavated, I'm going to go with my strongest card, which will be the Ogre Dance. I'm then going to use the effect to banish a light and a dark. We're going to summon back the Chaos Ruler. So we'll banish Crow, and we'll banish Foxy Tune. There we go. And then this is pretty much your board. So you've got 2 3k beaters, plus a 3500 beater there, and a 2500 beater there. Should your opponent, or should this not lead you to game, you can then make another rank 8 here, and this can obviously be a one-shot Numeron Dragon. It could also be a Ding, which can send a card out of the way, and then straight away, even with Ding on the board at 26, 3, 6, 7, 8, so you'd be pretty much game even if you did that as well. And then by detaching the Chaos as well, at some point, it goes back to the grave rather than getting banished. And then should they survive this by somehow, I don't know, you set a Therion Cross, you've also got a Crow set up, good to go as well. And then you're protected by battle. Not to mention as well that the this Colosseum, when you destroy a monster by battle, will also let you add back the Lily from the grave to the hand, which is amazing. And then the Therion Cross will get both effects because you've got the Argo system in the graveyard as well. So yeah, the deck still has a very good power ceiling, and you can just see how consistent it is going as well. So let's go into our final test and go in second as well, and kind of complete the showcase of this deck. I think it's really, really cool. It's really fun. It is slightly fragile, so I wouldn't go too mad, but it's just one of them ones where it's like, if you've got Punks and you've got Therions, it's definitely worth trialing out, or if it's something that you like the idea of, test it out online, see if it's right for you, and then go from there. So after our final shuffle and our final cut, our opening hand of 6 will be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Okay, I mean, again, this is a really good hand. So, we've got everything we need. We're going to normal summon the Lone Fire. Again, the talent just basically means if your opponent does anything, you can either draw, but the only thing you're going to try and draw into would be more Therions. Or you can steal from their hand, or probably what will be better would be to steal one of their monsters, which ideally is what you're going to be going for. So we're going to Lily. Lily's going to use this effect. It'll give you the field spell. You're going to activate the field spell, and you're going to search out your Regulus. You're going to then activate Regulus and equip it with the Lily. Right, that is just bread and butter. You should all know that by now. We've already conducted our normal summon, so E-Telly is king. By activating E-Telly, we are going to be able to summon out the Z-Armin. You're going to use Z-Armin's effect to pay 600 life points, and you're going to search out, in this particular hand, you've got everything you need. So you're going to search out the Ogre Dance. You're going to discard the Ogre, and this will then search you out another Z-Armin. It doesn't really matter how much you do this, it's just deck thinning and setting yourself up a little bit as well. You've then got the ability, and I would always, if you open up Spider, send Spider, because you'll be able to bring it back and then search yourself out a trap. Like, there's no reason to be bringing back anything else, unless you want to bring back a level 8 for aggression plays. So you're going to send those two to the graveyard. You're going to summon out the, wherever she is, the Deer. You do the exact same play here, synchro into a level 8. This can be a Scarlight Red Dragon Archery, and if you feel that there's enough for Scarlight to just win the game here and there, then you can do that as well. But the Chaos Ruler is just Mac Daddy. It's crazy good. So we'll shuffle this up. We then get to revive from the graveyard. Now let me just confirm what we've got in the graveyard. So we've got 1 light, 1 dark. I mean, I don't want to go Hulk plays. I can go into the rank 8 plays. So I'll probably just bring back... yeah, bring back the Foxy Tune. No, let's bring back the Ogre Dance. I think there's more chance of excavating a dark than anything. And then 1... excavates a light. Wow. So there's the 5 there. We're going to add the Foxy Tune because it's the only one that we can as a legal target. And then what you're going to do here is we're going to do the Vampire play again. I really like the Vampire play. I think it's kind of cool. So you're then going to detach the Chaos. Make sure you detach the Chaos Ruler. Otherwise you're not going to be able to bring it back. So 1, 2, 3, 4. I love how I said, you know what, I'm going to choose to bring back the dark because I'm going to excavate more. I have more chance of excavating darks, and then since then I've just excavated lights. I can then trigger or have the effect of the Vampire to bring one back. Probably going to bring back the Regulus just because it's stronger as the boss monster. Now, annoyingly, I don't have any other darks in the graveyard. Of all the other darks I play, I don't have other darks, so that kind of bit me in the backside. Otherwise, regardless, I've still got a 3500 beta of Regulus, 2800 beta there, and a 3k beta there. And if my opponent summoned or excavated anything stronger, I could bring that back instead. I've also got talents that could have stolen something and kind of go from there. So with hindsight, you probably wanted to go Hulk plays. Hulk would then give you your Plague Spreader Zombie. With the Plague Spreader Zombie, you could then go into your Chaos Ruler, use it with your Chaos Ruler to make a Baron. You'd still pretty much get the same board, like you wouldn't have enough to push for game, but this can still give you what you need. And then that's it. If you are really, really frightful, you can just overlay these two, or if you really wanted to, you could have overlaid those two into 97 and 100 for game. And that is it. Like I said, I've really enjoyed this deck. I like the idea behind it. I like the fact that I'm now able to use punks or play punks with a definitely like power value, and I feel that this version is probably the better version for Therions. Maybe the ABC Brave is a little bit better. If you wanted to, you could put the Brave engine in here. I've just tried to find a build that does not rely on the Brave package because, let's be honest, it's not the most fun to use. Anyway, I hope this has helped. I hope this has given you a couple of ideas on your own build, and I hope this has been able to kind of enlighten you on exactly what this mixture of this deck can do. But for now, as absolutely always, guys, thank you so much for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, share. And until next time, as absolutely always, stay safe and happy dueling.